everybody. So today's Monday. That means it's time for family movie night. And this week we are talking about a remake of the movie that I picked last week. Last week we talked about Mr. Blandings Built His Dream House, and that was a patron pick from our patron Becky. So that was really, really fun. If you are interested in having your selection picked for family movie night, then definitely look at the link for the patron down below in the description section. So today we're talking about the 1986 film, The Money Pit. And last week I said that it was starring Tom Hanks and Goldie Hawn. I was wrong. It's actually Tom Hanks and Shelly Long. It's probably at the height of her powers, right around Cheers and everything else. And they play this couple who decide to buy this money pit of a house, and they start very hopeful, and it's just one disaster after another, just like Mr. Blanding Built His Dream House, the Cary Grant film from last week. And this film is a little bit more adult, so it's once I saw it, I was like, I don't know, because I picked this for family movie night. It just depends on the kids and how you feel, because they're actually technically not married, and so some people will definitely have issues with that. And also there is some sensuality, and there's talk of an affair and some other stuff. So there's some things about this that are not ideal for family movie night, but it's PG, which is like very 1980s PG, but PG-13. So I guess for older, if you have older kids, then it should be fine. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really funny. It's a totally different kind of funny than the original with Cary Grant, because that one was more sort of like Meet the Parents, like awkward, uncomfortable type of funny. Like they even have this strange character who's like their best friend, who he starts to worry is cheating with his wife, and there's some weird elements like that. And it's just a lot of awkward kind of jokes, and like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening kind of jokes. Whereas this movie, there's some of that, obviously, because they're building the house, but there's a lot more slapstick, way more slapstick, with pratfalls and falling off of a staircase, and one point the entire scaffolding goes down, and he ends up in like plaster covering him, and there's just a lot of more like hijinks kind of a thing. And there's one really funny scene where he gets stuck in a hole in the foundation, basically, I guess, in the floor, and he can't move, and he can't get to the door. And I don't know. That one's a pretty funny scene. There's lots of scenes with them trying to obviously renovate the house, and because there's one scene where he just flips on the light in the kitchen, and you see the old wiring just light up and go on fire and move up and down and up and down and up and down until it's basically destroyed the entire kitchen. So stuff like that, that's more sort of slapstick and silly and funny, and as opposed to the original, which was more sort of like awkward funny. But I really enjoyed it. I laughed a lot. I thought Tom Hanks is really good in his comedy. We know that from all the times he's hosted Saturday Night Live, but I think sometimes we forget, as far as his movies, that he can be very, very funny, and he was very, very funny with this. And I thought Shelly Long was really good too, and I thought they had nice chemistry together. And I think the only part that didn't really work as well was she has this ex-husband named Max, who is the head of her orchestra that she plays in. She's a violinist, and he's played by Alexander Godunov. And I don't know, like, there's this whole plot of him. Did she like sleep with him? Is she still in love with him? And them kind of fighting, and that whole thing didn't really work as well for me. I don't know, but I mean, you need conflict, and I get that, but I didn't really love that. And also, there's a couple of moments that are definitely very outdated. Like there's kind of an extended joke where one of the contractors basically makes a pass at her. And, she is kind of horrified by it, but it's also treated a little too lightly, I think, for what happens. And so, something like that's maybe kind of outdated. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really funny, and so I definitely recommend it. And if you want a good little laugh, and so let me know what you think if you've seen The Money Pit. I would be very, very curious. And which one do you think's better if you've seen Mr. Blandings versus The Money Pit? It's always interesting to see. I think they're about the same for me, really. I enjoyed them both. So thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.